Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into Servant of the People, a Ukrainian TV series that's not just a hilarious political satire, but also the unlikely launchpad for Volodymyr Zelensky, yep, the real-life president of Ukraine. Let's break it down, focusing on Zelensky's character, how he stumbles into the presidency on screen, and how that connects to Zelensky's own wild journey to power. Plus, we'll talk about some of the funniest moments and wrap up with my thoughts on the show overall. So in Servant of the People, Zelensky plays Vasily Petrovich Goloborodko, a simple high school history teacher. Vasily's your classic everyman, honest, a little disheveled, living with his parents, and just trying to get by. He's not a politician, not a schemer. He's the guy who bikes to work and probably forgets to iron his shirt half the time. But everything changes because of one moment of raw frustration. Picture this: Vasily's packing up after class, ranting to a colleague about Ukraine's corrupt government. He's dropping some serious truth bombs laced with a few choice expletives about how politicians only care about themselves. Unbeknownst to him, one of his students secretly records the whole thing on their phone. That video hits the internet, goes viral, and suddenly, Vasily's a national sensation. Now, here's where it gets really funny. The show kicks off with Vasily totally oblivious to his new fame. In the very first episode, we see him in his cramped apartment mid-morning routine. Yep, he's sitting on the toilet when there's a banging at the door. He stumbles out, pants barely up, looking confused, only to find the Secret Service waiting for him. "Good morning, Mr. President," they say, and Vasily's face is pure shock. Turns out his students didn't just stop at making him a viral star. They crowdfunded a presidential campaign for him without him even knowing. And somehow, this unpolished, ranting history teacher wins in a landslide. It's absurdity at its finest, and Zelensky plays it perfectly. Wide-eyed, awkward, and totally relatable. Vasily's rise is the heart of the show's charm. He's not a slick politician with rehearsed lines. He's just a guy who said what everyone was thinking. And that honesty catapults him to power. Once he's president, the comedy ramps up as he bumbles through the job, facing off against shady oligarchs, a bloated bureaucracy, and even his own family trying to cash in on his new status. There's this great scene where he's horrified to learn his staff includes a personal motivator and a private zoo. He's like, "What is this? I just wanted to teach history." It's a sharp jab at the extravagance of the political elite, and Zelensky's deadpan delivery makes it hilarious. Now, here's where it gets wild. This fictional story isn't too far off from Zelensky's real life, Servant of the People. Aired from 2015 to 2019, and it was a massive hit in Ukraine. Zelensky wasn't just the star, he co-created it through his production company, Kvartal 95. The show's anti-corruption message struck a chord with people fed up with the status quo. So, in a twist straight out of a script, Zelensky took the name Servant of the People, turned it into a political party, and ran for president in 2019. Just like Vasily, he wasn't a career politician, he was a comedian and actor who'd voiced Paddington Bear and won Ukraine's Dancing with the Stars. But his TV persona gave people hope. He campaigned mostly online, kept it vague on policy, and let Vasily's image do the talking. In the end, he won with over 73% of the vote, beating Vasily's fictional 67%. Life imitating art doesn't even begin to cover it. Alright, let's zoom out for a broader take on the series. Servant of the People ran for 3 seasons, with a movie thrown in for good measure, and it's a fast-paced mix of slapstick comedy and biting satire. The humor's universal. You don't need to know Ukrainian politics to laugh at Vasily rejecting a fancy watch because Putin has one, or dodging his dad's calls about government jobs for cousins. The show's got heart too. Vasily's moral compass keeps it grounded, even when the plot gets absurd. Season 1's the strongest, with 23 tight episodes, while Season 3 is just 3 episodes and feels more like a campaign ad. The production's solid. Think Veep meets Parks and Rec with a Ukrainian twist. It's not perfect, some jokes lean on local references, and the pacing can drag later on, but it's a wild ride worth taking. So what's the verdict? Servant of the People is more than just a comedy, it's a cultural artifact. Zelensky's Vasily is the underdog you root for, and seeing how that role shaped Zelensky's real-life destiny is mind-blowing. It's funny, it's poignant, and right now, with Ukraine in the spotlight, it hits different. You can find it on Netflix or YouTube with subtitles. Give it a watch and let me know what you think in the comments. Did Vasily's toilet to presidency moment crack you up? Are you as stunned as I am by Zelensky's story? Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Ты помнишь, какой сегодня день?
По-моему, пятница 13.
13, но не пятница.
Ой, сегодня еще и педсовет.
Кто о чем,